Hey everyone, I want to talk to you guys real quick about ambidextrous safety selectors. Okay, uh, the ambidextrous safety selectors can be very useful, um, especially if you are obviously if you're a lefty, right? Because you can work it, you can work it with your thumb on this side, or you can work it with your thumb on this side. One of the things to be careful with is that if you're, it can also get in the way, right? So if you're a dedicated righty shooter, you know, if you guys notice when I push down on this, you know, this, you know, because your finger's straight on this side, as you push down on this, you can get interference, right? So that's just one of the things you got to be aware of. Now, if you're shooting in a benched position or a prone position, you know, and especially if you're taking like a sniper hold like this, sometimes it can be a little hard to reach the safety selector with your thumb. That's where it really becomes useful to be able to reach the other side with this finger. And a lot of times you can actually use both sides at the same time. So I have found this to be especially useful for people that have arthritis, that I've trained a lot of older people that don't have the thumb strength, right, for whatever reasons, but they're able to do this. So for people with arthritis, or who are basically just weak for whatever reason. And that's a great thing about AR-15s. I mean, imagine that. You know, you can have arthritis, you can be, you know, in many ways handicapped, and you can still shoot this gun. But one of the issues I have sometimes found is people have a hard time running the safety selector. But with the ambidextrous one, they're able to basically make contact with both sides at once. But the thing I wanted to make you guys aware of, if you get an ambidextrous safety selector, because the way these things usually work is they have a screw on this side, right? You see how there's a screw on this side over here, right? You see how you have a screw? Well, what you want is you want it to have a screw just on one side, not on the other side. See how that side is solid? Okay, so if you look at the standard mil-spec one, like this one over here, right, so on the mil-spec one, right, where you have it on the left side over here, but there's nothing on this side over here, right? Well, yeah, there it is. So there's nothing there. So on this one, you'll notice that this is a solid piece, right? There's no screw on this side. Okay. There's no screw on that side over here. This is a solid piece, very reliable. Okay, so with the ambidextrous one, in order to get it to fit on here, right, one of these sides has to basically be open so we can pass through. So this is a better design here because this is solid on one side, and then the screws on this side, because in order to pass this through, you have to take the screw off, pass it through, put this on, and then put the screw back in and Loctite it. Okay. Now, one of the things I have found is that even with the Loctite over time, lots of fire, that the Loctite can't come loose. All right, the screw can't come off, and then the safety selector here will fall off. All right, so you don't want this design here. So if you look at this design over here, this safety selector, okay, has a screw on both sides. Okay, so with this one, I've Loctited both sides. However, again, with the vibration, with time, the screws can come loose, and if the screw happens to come loose on both sides, you're gonna not be able to. Well, I probably got. You're not going to be able to run the safety selector if it happens to come loose on both sides. So when selecting an ambidextrous safety selector, make sure you get one that is basically, a single, standard one piece, no screw on the left side, and then basically you get the screw on the other side, because if this screw falls out and this side comes completely off, this is still going to continue to function normally, right? In order to remove this, I have to basically remove the grip, loosen up the screw, and then basically pull that out. Okay, until that happens, this will still work. Okay, so when picking a safety selector, an ambidextrous safety selector, if you're not going to go with the mil-spec one, that's just selector on one side, make sure you get one that is solid on one side and then the screw is just on the other side, like this one here. Okay, so one more time, last time. Okay, see, solid on this side, it looks completely mil-spec. Okay, where on this side you got the screw so that you can attach that, right? And still, if I were to like take the screw off and remove this then would just be like a mil-spec, thumb, left side only. Okay, so because if you got screws on both sides and both screws come loose, it's not going to work because you got nothing on either side to rotate your safety selector on. So just wanted to throw that out there. Again, even with the Loctite, they do come loose over time. Okay, talk to y'all soon. Drop some comments below. Let me know if the video was useful for you guys.